benefit from that. Because of all these questions, we are going to have an interaction or a discussion with a financial analyst, economist, and also a businessman who would equally make us understand the reasons behind the impacts of the cedi recovery in the business world, why you need that the prices of goods should fall, and why businessmen are saying that prices of goods cannot fall now. And we get to understand the dynamics. Does it really impact our salary as an ordinary Ghanaian, or it does not? Because of this, we have in the studio Mr. Francis Osei, a businessman who is actually into the importation of jewelries. He's going to give us the perspective of the impact of cedi performance on the business that he is doing. And we'll also be joined in by phone section, that is Dr. Joseph Nchibefi, a Vice Dean of Akintanapia Menka University of Skill Training and Entrepreneur Development, the Department of Economics, and also Mr. Martin Ohin Enim, a financial analyst and also a chartered economist as well. These are my guests for the show this morning, and I know you don't.
Everything was in the rush. So,
okay.
At the right time.
Sure. So that is Mr. Francis Osei, a businessman who is going to give us that perspective of the cedi recovery. And also, as we said, we are going to be joined in through a phone-in segment by Mr. Mr. Martin on his name, and also Dr. Joseph Nchibefi. Let's get the statement, just a brief one from Mr. Francis Osei. Please, we've heard cedi is recovering. Cedi is performing to an extent that when you go to the international world, they've graded cedi as the world best, or in African best, in the month of April. That is the best performing currency in the month of April. That is the best performing currency in the month of April. Is it a good news to you, a businessman?
Oh, of course, it's a good news, and every business person will be very excited. I mean, most of the goods that we consume in this our country mainly comes from other places, and the money we use in transacting this is dollar.
Okay.
So when dollar is coming down for a Ghanaian, it is a big advantage and exciting to every business person. Will be very, very happy. Yeah, because one, if the dollar comes down, it means if I have to use $20,000 to buy goods of about 200 or let's say 2,000 pieces.
Okay.
At this moment, I will be buying about 2,400.
Wonderful. Though there is a news out there, and Bloomberg even said that cedi is one of the best performing currencies in Africa as of the month of April. We would like to know that what exactly is causing this cedi performance.
I don't know how much. Yes, it's a good news, but the only problem is that this good news might only be temporal, because the underlying factors that has caused this good news are all temporary issues. I would have been happy if this fall was accompanied by a structural change in the economy, but basically, let me point out before, the good for oil and good for forex policy is actually helping, because now we don't have to use doing things, but it is part of the factor, part of the internal factor that is helping ease that pressure. On the external fronts, we have the U.S. economy not doing well. They are not trading a lot, so the U.S. dollar is actually weakening on the global stage. And so the cedi is actually performing well against the dollar.
Okay.
Part of it means that the dollar is actually weakening.
Okay.
We have stability in global prices of gold and cocoa that is bringing a lot.
Yeah.
But the prices for gold and cocoa have actually stabilized. In the gold aspect, it actually increased a lot. So we have a lot of foreign currency coming. So all these factors are helping. But as I said earlier, these factors are temporal.
Okay.
So if we begin to see a shift in these factors, then we will then go back where we used to be. You remember when the NDP government came, this famous Marukat business that arrested the dollar against whatever.
Yes.
At that time, we also enjoyed temporal factors that made the city a little bit stronger. And it wasn't that any market was performed. It's similar thing. All these factors are only temporal factors. Nothing structural is common. Nothing magic has changed. The answer is, can the Bank of Ghana sustain these factors for a longer period of time?
I think, Doc, that is the big question that everybody is asking, and we'll go into that question in no time. I know Mr. Martin is on the line also. Good morning, Mr. Martin. Okay, so Doc, on that very note, you made mention of the fact that the gold exports is one of the factor. We also know that of the cocoa, because comparing the trends, even on the screen as we've displayed, the gold export as of 2024 was 1.4. The dollar is stable, and if our internal mechanisms are not really structured well, do you think that the cedi is going to depreciate again?
Yes, we are going to go back to, as I said, these are only temporary, you see, and it is not only the volumes of export, it is that the prices has also been maintained for a period of time and is getting even stronger.
Okay.
And say that, okay, we perceive that it's going to continue. If the prices of gold and cocoa begins to fall and the dollar, US begins to do their things right and begin to trade more, and the dollar gets stronger on the international market, we're going to suffer depreciation. We're going to suffer depreciation. And so I